open for Fresno County residents. The warning from the sheriff against potential voter fraud. Nearly 300 people either injured or killed at a Halloween celebration in South Korea. The latest on the investigation as the U.S. offers its support.
And dry for now, but we can see some rain. I'll let you know when just ahead.
Powerball reaches $1 billion. No one matched all the numbers, but there are some smaller prizes you may have won. Plus, he landed a wife. The gravity-defying proposal at Valley Children's Stadium tonight that you just have to see. Live at 11 starts now.
Taking action together. This is Central California's #1 news. ABC 30 Action News. Live at 11.
Election day is around the corner, but you don't have to wait to get your ballot in. Voting centers across the state are officially open if you want to cast a vote in person, register, or get help with your ballot. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for Action News Live at 11. I'm Jessica Harrington. Action News reporter Alyssa Flores joins us in the studio now with what Fresno County voters should know ahead of Election Day. Alyssa?
Yeah, there are 10 more days to cast your vote, but if you don't want to wait to submit your ballot in person, you can do that at one of the 11 locations open across Fresno County ahead of November 6th.
Don't go anywhere till you hear the beep.
Workers are now at the ready to help voters cast their ballots at 10 Fresno County voting centers and the county elections office downtown. From now until Election Day, people can go in to cast their votes in person or resolve any ballot issues.
Maybe damage their original return envelope. Maybe they mismarked their ballot and they're coming in to ask for a new ballot. That's perfectly okay. We'll help you get that, whether you want to vote there in person or take it home.
If you have not registered yet, there's still time to make your vote count.
We're actually getting some voters now that haven't had a chance to register yet, and they can register today. Same day registration. Register at a vote center, vote there. Your ballot does need to go through a little review, but we'll get it counted.
Dropping off your ballot at one of the county's dozens of ballot drop boxes is an option too. Election workers collect ballots every 24 hours. With the election just days away, Fresno County law enforcement is warning they will crack down on any election fraud.
If there's intimidation going on, if there are threats going on, that's also very serious.
Sheriff Margaret Mims says election or voting related crimes could be considered federal offenses in some cases. Election officials urge you to report any suspicious ballot or voting related activity to them.
Going to a box and someone is yelling at you, or you're going to a vote center and someone's taking your picture, that's not allowed in the state of California. So please give us that information right away. Reach out to us so that we can follow up, protect our voters.
And starting next weekend, there will actually be 52 vote centers available across the county, open from 9 to 5 every day through Election Day, and that includes weekends. And then on Election Day, they will be open with extended hours from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Live in studio, Alyssa Flores, ABC 30 Action News.
Alyssa, thanks. Your voice, your vote. Voters are being asked to decide on everything from abortion rights to sports betting and taxing the wealthy to help the environment. Before you cast your vote, check out our ABC 30 voter guide on our website. Our short videos offer a balanced explanation of each proposition. You'll also find information on voting in California, including mail-in ballots and vote centers. Check it out at abc30.com/politics. Fresno County Sheriff officials say one person is dead after shots were fired at a Halloween party. Authorities say this happened at a home on Hedges and DeWolf Avenues just before 2 this morning. Investigators are trying to figure out exactly what led up to the shooting, but deputies say they believe a fight broke out during the gathering. No arrests. One 146 people died. Another 140 were injured.
Halloween celebration since the coronavirus pandemic began 3 years ago. Officials say at least 146 people were killed, 150 with the number of the injured critical. The crowd gathered in bars along narrow alleys off the main street. According to witnesses, people became trapped and crushed as the crowd pushed into those narrow alleys. American Janelle Story has been living in Seoul since 2016. She was out celebrating a friend's birthday and captured some of the chaos on video.
I just saw in front of me this mass of people like running and pushing and like moving fast and screaming and like panicking. I think we're so shocked because I usually feel so safe here. All I can think right now is just the shock of it.
According to the National Fire one witness described there were many people. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan tweeting, "The United States stands ready to provide the Republic of Korea with any support it needs." President Biden issuing a statement saying, "We grieve with the people of the Republic of Korea and send best wishes for a quick recovery to all those who were injured." Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
In the North Valley, a crash involving a U-Haul slowed traffic on Highway 99 for hours. Officials say the crash happened around 3:40 this morning, sending the U-Haul into Bear Creek along the highway. One lane of traffic was shut down until crews removed the truck this afternoon. Right now, there's no information on what led up to the crash or if anyone was hurt. Of course, this is still a developing story, and we'll bring you updates on our website and in future editions of Action News. Enjoy the comfortable weather while you can. A dip in temperature is on the way. Weather anchor Nico Payne joining us now in the Storm Warn 30 Center with a first check of our forecast. Hey, Nico.
Hey, Jessica. We saw some slightly hazy conditions this morning. Radar and satellite showing that slight cloud cover already moving out of the valley in just for a short time, because after Halloween, that's when we're expecting to see that rain. 24-hour temp change showing temperatures already dipping for this evening. We're around 10 degrees cooler in Hanford, 4 degrees cooler in Porterville at this hour, and 7 degrees cooler in Lemoore. Day planner for tomorrow, early morning hours, 49 degrees around 8 o'clock, and by lunchtime we will be heating up into the mid-60s. 4 o'clock peak temperatures expected to be around 76 degrees for our high, and then as we head into the 8 o'clock hour, those temperatures starting to dip. 3-day forecast showing 70s across the board. Light rain is expected to arrive on Tuesday, but I'll have more coming up in my extended forecast.
All right, Nico, thanks. Tonight, the Powerball jackpot has climbed to $1 billion after no ticket matched all 6 numbers. The next drawing is Monday. The $1 billion jackpot has an estimated cash prize at more than $497 million. The jackpot has been climbing since early August and is now the second largest in Powerball history. Let us show you tonight's winning numbers: 19, 31, 40, 46, 57, and the Powerball is 23. You may be asking why that's important. Well, that's because 2 $1 million winning tickets were sold in California, so you may not have won the jackpot, but you could have won at least $1 million. Reuniting the living and the dead. The altars were set and the celebration was on in the South Valley. A look at the 10th annual Dia de los Muertos event held in Visalia. Plus, family fun in Clovis, the spooky stop many families made to celebrate Halloween a few days early.
It's a new chapter at Action News.
We're coming to you from our brand new set, so bright and colorful here now.
A new look, a new way to tell local stories. The same dedicated team with a commitment to take action together. Leading the way with breaking news, weather, and the stories that matter most to you. ABC 30 Action News, taking action together.
I'm Rudy Salas, and I approve this message.
I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 31 years old. It's ridiculous how much the price of insulin has gone up. David Valadao voted against capping insulin at $35.
David Valadao and Washington Republicans are forcing Central Valley families to choose between medicine, food, and gas. Washington Republicans just don't get it.
Diabetes affects your heart, your liver, your eyes. I have to have my insulin.
Quality Carpets Design Center is your trusted source for Hunter Douglas window fashions. Come in today and discover the art of window dressing with Hunter Douglas and see the latest styles and colors for your decor. Arrange a free in-home estimate today from Quality Carpets Design Center in Clovis.
Imagine having a cushy six-figure salary and not doing your job. That's politician Rudy Salas. Salas has skipped over 400 votes in the legislature. The Jobs Committee he sits on, Salas skipped nearly 60% of those meetings. Worse, Salas skipped a vote that would have lowered our gas prices. We're paying him a six-figure salary for that? Rudy Salas is just not working for us. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When you called Jacoby & Myers after a serious injury, we worked fast to get you the medical care you need and to full financial recovery. Your lawyer matters. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
ABC 30, home of Fresno State Athletics. Closed captioning of Action News is sponsored by Fresno Mitsubishi.
It was a celebration of loved ones lost at the Visalia Public Cemetery today. The Tulare County League of Mexican American Women held its 11th annual Dia de los Muertos event. More than 1,500 people showed up to celebrate. Action News race and culture reporter Cassandra Gutierrez emceed the event. Along with altars, there were folklorico performances, mariachi, and more.
I cannot tell you how amazing it was to see everyone enjoying the altars, especially participating in the community altar. People were adding the names of their loved ones to our ancestral tree, and it just warms my heart.
Organizers say this event also helps to show their culture to younger generations. Downtown Fresno was full of color and music today as the Arte Americas celebrated the Cala Gala. The annual event is part of the Day of the Dead celebrations. Many people had skull face paintings and were dressed in traditional dance clothing. There was music and plenty of marigold flowers. Organizers say this yearly celebration is a community effort.
It speaks very highly of where we live, and of all the support that we get from organizations and the city governments that allow us to have all these celebrations, and for the communities to actually come out and take part and showcase.
Organizers say they celebrated early this year since the holiday lands on Tuesday. The Dia de los Muertos art exhibit at Arte Americas will close December 1st. There was trick-or-treating, creepy crafts, and ghastly games today at the Clovis Halloween Spooktacular. The Clovis Veterans Memorial District transformed today. Woody and Jessie from Toy Story, zookeepers, and more showed up. The family-friendly event allowed kids to try their skills at an obstacle course and play games. Of course, they also got to go table to table to trick-or-treat.
It's cool because usually you have to go to different places to go to places like this. It's cool that we live in a community where they do stuff like this.
The event was free to the community, but organizers also collected canned food, which will be donated to the Salvation Army to feed local families. There were spooky setups on cars today at the second annual Trunk or Treat car show at the Valley Animal Center. Hundreds of people filed in to check out classic and modern cars and collect candy along the way. There were vendor booths, food trucks, and a bounce house for people to check out. The event was put on in partnership with the Raven Mortem Hearst Club and the Valley Animal Center. Organizers from the Valley Animal Center say what they do to rescue animals wouldn't be possible without the help of the community all year long.
We truly couldn't do it without their help, and so this is our way of giving back to the community, inviting the kids down. Everything that you see behind me is free to enter, so you don't have to you don't get charged to come and join this line.
The Animal Center was also offering adoptions today in hopes that a few dogs or cats would find a forever home. If you haven't broken out your sweaters this week, you just might. The chance for rain and a dip in temperatures. Nico Payne is just ahead with our forecast.
For Rudy Salas, it's a charmed life. Paid the highest legislative salary in the nation, even as Californians pay the highest gas prices. Given over $80,000 in free gifts and trips. Some were financed by groups pushing a bill that could raise gas prices 73 cents a gallon higher. Salas backed their bill, selling you out. They paid his way, we paid the price. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
Coming up, the ABC 30 AccuWeather forecast, the most accurate forecast in Central California.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Visit your participating Central Valley Chevrolet dealers.
I'm Adam Gray, and I approve this message. John Dwordy doesn't live here and hasn't done a thing to lower gas prices. I voted to stop the tax on diesel for tractors and trucks, and I wrote the bill to suspend the gas tax. I took on Sacramento to protect our water and our jobs. That's why Valley sheriffs and local newspapers support me. I'm the independent Democrat for Congress.
Students from Southwest Fresno are learning entrepreneurship through sweet potatoes. Students in the Sweet Potato Project 2 have prepared the soil, planted and watered sweet potatoes. This morning, the students were getting their hands dirty to harvest the sweet potatoes and prepare to sell them. A representative from Assemblymember Joaquin Arambula's office handed out special honors, and Congressman Jim Costa spoke directly to the students. Organizers say the program aims to keep kids out of gangs and away from drugs and alcohol.
The kids has progressed tremendously from coming here shy to like now they're, as you can see, they're out in the field and teamwork, building, things of that sort, so they come a long way. And
kids will be focused on using the sweet potatoes they grew to create different food items. Organizers say students are making churros, mini cakes, and pies. They will sell them at a sweet potato festival scheduled for November 12th. One Girl Scout troop gave back to the community today in Central Fresno thanks to the donation from Belmont Nursery. Girl Scout Troop 5150 was able to plant cherry trees in front of Ucomi Elementary. The troop is based out of downtown Fresno. The girls say they are glad to support the community and are thankful they were able to plant the trees in front of the elementary school. And it was a great day to be outside doing some community service or harvesting those crops that those other students were able to do with the sweet potatoes. Nice and sunny, but we know that's not sticking around forever.
Hey, I love me some sweet potatoes, and definitely a beautiful day to be planting some cherry trees. Here's a live look from our Meadow Lake Skycam. We had some slightly hazy conditions earlier today, but you can see skies are really clearing now. Definitely going to be able to see some stars out tonight. Almanac showing a high of 75 degrees. Normally for this time of year, we're right around 73 degrees, so just slightly above average. Tomorrow we're expected to be right at that average mark. Our temperatures across the region right now, we're seeing a lot of 50s still on the board, but as we head into the rest of the evening, we are going to be dipping into the 40s in a lot of areas. And our 24-hour temp change showing just that. 8 o'clock hour, we're right at 49, and then as we head into tomorrow afternoon, we return to those mid-70s. Taking a look at what to expect as we head into the rest of our weekend and the start of our work week. Pleasant conditions expected to continue into our Sunday, and then a dry and chilly Halloween for all our trick-or-treaters out there. And then right after Halloween, that's when those chances of rain arrive, expected to be hitting valley areas around Tuesday afternoon. Air quality forecast Merced in the green, Madera, Fresno, Kings, and Tulare County seeing moderate levels for tomorrow. Our valley lows for tonight expected to dip into the 40s. Partly cloudy conditions, winds expected to be around 4 to 8 miles per hour. Los Banos seeing 44, Sanger coming in at 44 degrees, Visalia will see 44, and Porterville coming in at 46 for today. Our valley highs for tomorrow are going to be right at 76, mostly sunny conditions. We'll see some high clouds and those winds around 4 to 8 miles per hour. Those numbers across the board, seeing a lot of 70s, 77 in Los Banos, 76 in Selma. We'll see 76 in Corcoran, and then 75 degrees for our friends down in Tulare. Foothills tonight into tomorrow. Here's what's in store. Also seeing a little bit of a cool down there. Cool tonight and then patchy to sunny skies as we head into tomorrow. Winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For our mountain areas, cool tonight and then patchy to sunny skies for tomorrow. Winds going to be calm, 5 to 10 miles per hour there. Also expecting those temperatures to dip. Here's a look at our AccuWeather forecast. Gonna see those 70s as we head into Halloween. 76 for Sunday, 76 for Monday, and then right after Halloween, that's when we're gonna see those chances of rain, mainly in the afternoon hours. And then we'll also notice a dip in our temperatures as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. 61 for Wednesday, 59 for Thursday. It's gonna start to get chilly, folks, and then we're gonna start to warm up just a little bit as we head into next weekend. 68 for Friday, 71 for Saturday, and expecting sunny conditions as we head into next weekend, you guys.
Those overnight lows are getting very chilly now, very quickly.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get chilly overnight, so get ready for it. Bring out those blankets.
All right, looking forward to it. Well, you guys were not in the newsroom with us prior to the 11 p.m., but there was a lot of yelling going on in the sports cave tonight, that's for sure.
Well, that's because, to take something from Nico's forecast, the sun is shining on Bulldog football once again, as for the first time since the USC game, Jake Kaner and Evan Williams starting for the Bulldogs. They tried to pull off a last-second comeback in a vital game for the West Division. We have got the can't-miss highlights coming up.
Closed captioning of Action News is sponsored by Fresno Mazda.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on a 2022 Ford F-150. Only at your California Ford dealers.
He cost local farmers millions. So now he runs for Congress? John Duarte. A judge ruled Duarte knowingly sold defective trees to local farmers. A mutation affected the tree's growth. Duarte knew, but sold them anyway, costing local farmers millions. Then Duarte refused to refund their money, acting like he's above the law. A guy like John Duarte in Congress? It could cost us all. House Majority PAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
What's it like having Xfinity Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi? It's fast, like beyond gig speed fast. With 3 times the bandwidth and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Switch today.
Mr. World knows when you need new eyeglasses, you don't want to deal with any curveballs. That's why Eyeglass World brings the heat with lightning fast service. Other places have long waits up their sleeves, but Eyeglass World has in-store labs to make the waiting disappear. So you can get custom-made glasses the same day. Ta-da! Plus, you can get 2 pairs for $89. So schedule your eye exam online today at eyeglassworld.com, the world's best way to buy glasses.
In Washington, the powerful only look out for the few. But I look out for the people of our valley. That's why I helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act that lowers drug prices, like insulin for seniors, secured billions of dollars for water infrastructure and a clean, reliable water supply, while delivering health care in rural communities, especially during COVID. I'm Jim Costa, and I approve this message because the Valley is our home, and I will never stop fighting for us.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on a 2022 Ford Explorer. Only at your California Ford dealers.
Action News Sports, sponsored by JR Sports, starts now.
Well, after Fresno State closed practice this week to media, questions were swirling if Jake Haener might be back and healthy enough to play tonight. The senior quarterback had been out for 42 days since suffering that high ankle sprain in the second half against USC. But number 9 getting the start tonight, as did senior safety Evan Williams, who's also been out since that game at the Coliseum. Dogs wearing blue helmets for the first time in program history. So how's Haener's ankle? Well, the first half, here he is scrambling for yards. Dogs would have to settle for a 35-yard field goal on that opening drive. The Aztecs quarterback, a converted safety we told you about leading up, but you couldn't tell. One of the top dual-threat quarterbacks out of the state of Texas runs for a 28-yard touchdown. Later, here's Haener to Nico Remigio. That 21-yard strike cuts the deficit to 14-10, but the Aztecs a perfect 5 for 5 converting on third downs. They would take a 21-10 lead into that break. In the second half, this looked to be the ball game as the Aztecs blocked the fourth quarter field goal. Dogs down 11 with under 5 to play, then some magic. After a Jordan Mims touchdown, Haener to Zane Pope for the 2-point conversion. They still need to recover the onside kick, though. This kick from Dustin Lynch, Dogs recover. Haener, who led a comeback at the Rose Bowl, first play here, finds Remigio. This a 37-yard strike, and just like that, despite all the shortcomings of the night, Bulldogs incredibly in the lead. They would seal the win thanks to a fourth takeaway. The Dogs keep the oil can trophy. They maintain control of their own destiny in the race for the Mountain West Championship. Here is Coach Tedford after the win.
This is one game. There's a lot of football left. We can't go to sleep. And each and every week, we've got to play our best. We've got a lot of guys hurt tonight, a lot of critical guys hurt tonight. And so hopefully some of them aren't that critical. I mean, as far as season-ending type things. But what a great win for our kids. It just kind of tells you it's a fourth-quarter game and never give up.
What a win. Out at Ratcliffe Stadium, Fresno City hosting Contra Costa. Fourth quarter, Andrew Butler found Jalen Garrison 3 times on this drive before ending in a touchdown. After the game, the school celebrating head coach Tony Caviglia's 200th career win, which he won last week in Sacramento. Tulare native Casimir Allen, the former Tulare Union standout, shown why he was the fastest man in the state his senior year, breaking out for a 72-yard touchdown. The 12th-ranked Bruins hang on for the win over Stanford. Tonight, Connor Brogdon making his World Series debut. The former pitcher at Liberty High and Fresno City College, striking out 1 in a scoreless 7th inning of Game 2 of the Fall Classic. Prior to that, though, Houston scoring 2 in the first. They look to limit the damage here, but Reese Hoskins can't corral that ball at first, and in the 5th, former Fresno Grizzly Alex Bregman smacking a 2-run home run, his 6th career long ball in the World Series, as that series now tied at 1 apiece heading to Philly. Game 1 set for Monday. Finally, Richard Torres Jr. winning in another knockout. This the 4th of his young career. Comes in the 3rd round. That is the latest he's gotten a knockout in his career, but he gets it done tonight in the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City. What a stage there for the Tulare native.
I was going to say, that's a big stage.
And a big win for Fresno State. I'm still kind of coming down. I can't believe they got that win.
Yeah, energy was through the roof before the show started. Steven, thanks. And as you mentioned, a big win for Fresno State, but a big win for one couple at Valley Children's Stadium. The proposal that landed cheers from thousands.
Politician Adam Gray. You pay his salary, but he skips work. Skipped over 150 votes. Didn't even vote to stop the gas tax. When he does show up, his votes make things worse. Gray voted for a multi-million-dollar tax on dairy farmers, a $3 million tax on grape growers, and a massive tax increase on livestock feed. Adam Gray. We're better off without him. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
As a student athlete, my time at Fresno State did a lot more than prepare me for a career in football. My academic education prepared me for success after football. Fresno State doesn't receive enough funding from California to be all it can be for this valley. Measure E will help our university modernize, grow, and deliver a world-class education to students right here. Please join Fresno State's team and vote yes on Measure E.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
In the Valley, we work for everything we have. But not David Shepard. He wants to be the Valley's state senator, even though he only moved here during the pandemic. Shepard came from his family's beachfront property in Orange County after he got sued for physically threatening other tenants and throwing drunken parties that hurt local businesses. Shepard's not a farmer. He's a fraud. He'll never work for the Valley in the state Senate.
Welcome back. The start of every Fresno State football game is electrifying. The crowd cheering, the Bulldog Blitz skydiving team making a grand entrance. But tonight, there was something special waiting on the field for one of those skydivers. Check that out. Skydiver Brandy Robertson landed her jump as usual. As you can see, someone helped get her parachute off, and then look what was setting up right there. When she turned around, there was Stefano Garbi on one knee. Look when she realizes, there it is. He was asking her to marry him. As you can see, she will say yes here in just a second. The head nod comes through and the crowd goes wild. There it is, yeah. Big congratulations to that couple. It was so great. The crowd went crazy. And then I don't know if it'll go long enough. Yep, there he goes. He said, I'm taking my bride, or my future bride.
Well, because she was tied in. He wasn't know when she'd be free. It was awesome.
And I thought it was the groom that was coming from the sky, but it was the bride.
No, yeah.
Check that
Talk
out.
about a surprise landing.
Those guys are awesome. I've done a couple stories on them, but never seen something like that. That's incredible.
What a great night.
Yeah, and beautiful conditions for that. It was clear skies out. You should be able to see some stars out tonight. Here's one more look at that 7-day AccuWeather forecast. 76 degrees for our Sunday. As we head into Halloween, those clouds will start to roll in, but no chances of rain for our Halloween. That's going to come on Tuesday, mainly in the afternoon hours. Our chances of showers will be mainly for northern portions of the valley, but we will see some sprinkles here in the Central Valley. And then those temperatures as we head into middle parts of the week, they'll start to dip. 61 on Wednesday, then 59 on Thursday, and then things will start to clear out, and those temperatures just warming up just a bit, but we'll stay in the low 70s as we head to next weekend, you guys.
All right, we are making it through Halloween with some comfortable temperatures and then really feeling like fall and winter as we move on through the week. All right, well, what a great night. Football game ended it with some excitement.
I want to add a note there. That Saturday, Fresno State hosts Hawaii. Again, Bulldogs in control of their own destiny. They have got a clear path to the Mountain West Championship game, and with a healthy Jake Kaner, who knows what the future holds.
All right, looking forward to it. That's going to do it for us tonight. Join us tomorrow for AM Live. Good night.
ABC 30, partnered with Power Talk. Get Action News updates every hour on the hour on Power Talk 96.7 and AM 1400.
Fall has arrived in California.
Let's go!
So get pumped, get up, and get out there. Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Take advantage of low 2.49% APR financing on RAV4, Camry, versatile Highlander, and legendary Tacoma while it lasts.
Oh, grab the keys, come on, let's go.
Toyota, let's go places.
With violent crime in our communities and the cost of gas, food, and medicine rising, we need a leader in the assembly that we can trust to fight for us, not a quitter like Mark Pazin. While murders in Merced County hit an all-time high, Mark shamefully abandoned his post as sheriff, quitting in the middle of a gang crisis to take a fancy Sacramento political gig. We can't trust a politician like Mark Pazin, who already turned his back on us. The stakes are too high.
I think it's time for our dragon song. When you're tired and you're grumpy and you want to shout.
Pretend you're a dragon and let it out.
You feeling better? All right, it's our turn. When you're tired and you're grumpy and you want to shout.
Pretend you're...
Helping your kids manage their feelings now can help them as they grow. For more tips, go to first5california.com.
California,
Abortion rights are literally on the ballot this year, and you get your ballot in the mail automatically. So if you believe in protecting the fundamental right to abortion and the fundamental right to contraceptives and want to stop politicians from getting in the way, then vote yes on Prop 1. Sign and date your ballot and return it by November 8th to make your vote count. No stamp needed.
ABC 30, home of Fresno State Athletics.